Listen to the Healing Guys podcast with Hannah on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast. Very quick episode. I really wish I explained this in detail, but it just came to my mind because I forgot. So I'm just going to make it really quick. The way that God Almighty created his creation, such as the human race, you are not supposed to do things to your body that would dishonor it or hurt it or do anything that would basically take away the way that he designed it originally, such as not changing your gender, not distorting the way you look. But two, things like donating your organs, that's not a righteous or moral or normal thing to do. So Islam does not, allow you to donate your organs. So if you lived in a righteous Muslim country, the way that the religion before it got corrupted was, no one would ever have this medical place where people ask you to donate your organs, because we consider that evil and a sin, because that body part belongs to that person. That's creepy. You're not going to take their organs and put it in this other person. That's not logical. God already created everyone with their own organs. So when people have disease, don't you agree God gave them the disease? So obviously God wants them to die. Let them die. If God wants to cure them, then he'll cure them. There are certain situations where maybe you can share a kidney or whatever, but things like your actual organs, you should never, when you die, ever say that you want it to be sold or you want it to be taken apart. Don't do that. That's not a normal thing to do, and that's not something human beings ever did in human history, because it's not a good thing. It's not a normal thing. That's your body. It's creepy. It's not natural for other people to live off your own organs and your own body parts. And for people who, for example, were sexual with you in this life, and like your spouse or whoever you dated, it's creepy that then your organs are not somewhere else in another person's body. It's very disturbing. So don't do that, please. So don't share or sell your organs, please. There's other ways for human beings to help each other with whoever has disease, but that's not the way, because that's our body, and we're not supposed to obviously give our body to others. You wouldn't say someone who's alive, you should take their arm off to give someone else an arm, correct? It's like that. It's dumb. It's stupid. The person when they're dead is the same when they're alive. It's still their body. Don't take it from them. So don't fall into the trap, okay? They're not trying to actually help these people who are sick or whatever. What they're doing is, this is demonic. The devil is trying to do this sort of transgender stuff, this demonic stuff he came up with, changing the way God created his creation, trying to push you to become perverted, and then pushing you even further to think you're not even the gender you are, by tormenting you mentally with thoughts, emotions that come from them. They either possessing you and doing magic to you when you're having this problem, thinking you're some other gender or whatever. So when they turn you into that evil, demonic person that wants to be a homosexual and want to change their body, you don't know how evil you look to angels and God and to righteous people. You're very demonic and very evil. They're destroying you. Demons are destroying your beauty, your greatness, because whatever you created as either male or female, that's your greatness. That's who you're supposed to be. So when the devil takes that away from you, he's so happy. So then he thinks, hey, he needs body parts, correct? So he's thinking to himself, when people die, let's convince them to sell their organs. So they can take your organs, and then on top of that, body parts, they actually go to people's graves and other things, and obviously murder happens, and after that then they chop off people's body parts, such as their private parts, and then they put it on these human beings, okay? So it's very disturbing. It's a human transgression. The human beings who are doing this, God would say to cut their hands and limbs off and burn them and kill them. We would give them the highest punishment you can imagine, because transgression means high level crime. Things you do to a human that you would say is like brutality, in a way that you're treating them like an object, like something you're chopping into pieces, like wood. Anytime you're treating the human body like that, such as rape, obviously, you're distorting and harming and destroying that body like, some sort of wood that you're chopping and breaking like objects. So rape and perversion would fall into that. Murder, that's extremely brutal, obviously, would fall into that. Slavery would fall into that. And just murder overall. And then these situations where you're taking their organs, especially without their consent, like let's say they're in a hospital, maybe they die, and these hospitals take advantage of people who don't have emergency contact, for example. And again, this is usually happening in European countries, because the devil targets this race with perversion and this sort of quality of always wanting to take advantage of the human body. While places like Africa, Asia, they're not going to see that as their culture or something. It's not easy. So it usually happens underground in a criminal way. But in the European race, he actually makes it into the government, okay? So then he's going to try to obviously do that now in other races as well. It's going to obviously spread. The good people are always going to be obviously trying to fight as much as they can. So Just understand, rape is not sex. I always tell you this. It's a violation of the honor in the human body. It's a destruction. It's killing and murdering the private parts, sexuality of the person, their honor, everything about them. You're killing their marriage, their sex life, their children, because you're preventing them from enjoying that one day. Okay, so obviously you are a virgin if you've ever been raped or molested. Don't let the devil come to your mind and tell you you're not a virgin or whatever and make you feel so disgusted and so shamed that then, you know, if you want to marry someone and maybe they want someone to be a virgin and you are a virgin but you were raped or molested, don't be scared to then go and meet that person. No, you are a virgin. Rape is not sex. It's a violation. It's just like these human beings who are killing people and chopping off their private parts. Okay, that's what the rapists did to you. They dishonored you. They tortured you. They violated you. They went against nature. Okay, don't ever call that sexual. It doesn't matter which part of your body they attacked. It doesn't matter what body parts they used to attack you, a stick or their private parts, or some sort of liquid that's like gas that they poured. It doesn't matter what they use to harm your private parts. Just because they use their private parts to harm you, don't let the devil make that into something sexual, okay? That's just harm, that's abuse, that's destruction. They are trying to obviously make you feel these emotions that the thoughts are telling you. You get me? That, oh, you're not pure, you're not a virgin, you're not someone who can enjoy your sex life, blah, blah, blah. Shut them up. Those are not your thoughts, okay? That's a violation. If you're a virgin, you are a virgin, okay? Rape and molestation and any harm or any assault to your private parts of body, that's dishonor, transgression. It's just like chopping off human body parts. It's that type of brutality to the honor, the body, and the nature of the human race. That has nothing to do with anything normal over there, way over there, that we would call sexual. So go and heal yourself and go get those criminals punished who did anything to you, and go get married and be happy and stop being scared to death, okay? So yes, tell people you're a virgin, obviously. If you actually are a virgin and you didn't have any sexual encounter, but the devil comes to your mind and tells you, no, you're not, you were raped or molested, that's perversion, okay? That's not a sex. Otherwise, you're accusing yourself of having sex. You're the one insulting yourself. That was a predator, okay? He attacked you the same way. A predator, it takes wood, chops it into pieces, and maybe burns it, then takes one of them with a fire on it and burns your skin. It's like that. It's just abuse, okay? Don't let something stupid, something filthy, something that's not human, something that's trying to distort you and kill you, don't let the devil use different words to disturb your mind, okay? Okay, so anyways, don't share or sell your organs, okay? That's from the devil. Don't do that. Your body is yours. If you're my friend, for example, I love you. If you died, I want you intact. I want you in your grave so I can visit you every now and then. I don't want your organs in some way, a random stranger over there. That's creepy because I feel like you're in that person. I feel like you have been stolen. Just like when you were alive, if they chopped you and killed you and took your private parts or took your organs or your eyes, and that's creepy. Now I'm seeing your private parts on that person. I'm seeing your body on that person. I'm seeing your organs on that person. You would agree that's going to hurt all of us who love you. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you died. Okay, you're still the person we knew. Don't do that nonsense. So don't let the things that the government seems to make legal ever affect you, okay? The government is demonic, okay? They work for the devil. They're going to always make things legal that are evil, such as homosexuality, transgender. They're going to not even let parents know their children is going through something like that. And then they let the teachers control, who are obviously predators and perverts, who look at this, young girl and this creepy old male or female is perverted as hell. She would love to see this person become homosexual so they can rape them consensually, because then they're going to be okay with being touched by them. And then they're going to be okay to change their body so they can objectify them even more, make this boy act like a girl for them. It's creepy, okay? They're just trying to dishonor you. Perversion is about dishonor. It's about objectification. It's about destruction to what makes you better than an object, which is your humanity, okay? So your humanity is also your gender that you were born into. It's also the organs that you had. It's also, just the skin color, everything you had when God designed you. That's your humanity, specifically to you. Don't distort it, okay? Obviously, you can change your hair color if you want. That's not a big deal. We're talking about your nature. You get me? Don't obviously change the way God designed you, okay? So the other one is, don't do things like COVID. COVID is from the devil. That's why when he started to do it, my life was under attack as well, because God wants me to help people one day. So obviously I had to go through on this long spiritual journey or battle ever since 2019, because that's when I actually tried to create the biggest humanitarian organization in the world. I'm trying to create a humanitarian organization that is not just a little nonprofit, okay? It's trying to solve everything. I'm not gonna tell you the details, okay? Instantly, I got attacked, okay? I had fraud done to my account. I lost like $30,000. And I became evicted from my home illegally. All of a sudden, the devil started to possess everybody. My landlord, the neighbors, everyone started to change. All my neighbors got kicked out because they were obviously good people. At that time, it was a decent place. Everyone got kicked out, okay? Demonic persecution got worse in 2019 when the devil was trying to create COVID. Okay, he kicks me out of my home. He fires me from my job. I actually had to make them fire me. Otherwise, they were trying to accuse me of crime, okay? They harassed me at my job, tried to accuse me of crimes, tried to accuse me of other things, tried to accuse me of being a bad employee. I forced them to, agree to just either change their conditions and treat me with respect, or we go separate ways. I had to document everything to protect myself. That's how evil these human beings. All of a sudden, when the demonic spirits started tormenting me more, they've been following me ever since before my birth. But 2019, because they're trying to destroy the world, they obviously attacked me more, because whoever's trying to help the world, that's a threat to them, okay? So they took away my finances, my home. They stole all my money because I saved a lot of money. They evicted me from my home. Now that I'm homeless, I'm going to hotels. Then every hotel I go to, they're stocking me with these it's COVID, okay? No one's supposed to be outside. It's just me. So all of a sudden, they will bring these crazy people to every hotel I go to. I'm going to luxurious hotels, okay? So you're not supposed to see this sort of weird type of human beings usually. They're really healthy, safe hotels, but then they would change it and everyone would change. They would ruin everything, okay? They would try to randomly call me, possessing these employees of the hotel, trying to accuse me of random things, and I have to keep moving and moving and moving. It was so demonic. It's not logical, therefore, because humans are not doing it, you get me? So it was just so dumb because God gave them extra power. So they don't have to really follow rules to accuse me. They can just make anything up, okay? So I had to constantly protect myself and record things and leave and keep. They kept pushing me to different. I had to keep traveling from state to state because they ruined my travel on Amtrak. I took a train because I didn't want to take an airline because I knew they were going to possess the TSA and the police there to torment me. I didn't see anything. Right? An angel didn't come down and tell me, but I knew in my gut. God warned me that demons are going to possess everyone, okay? Especially the police to persecute me. So I just knew, you get me, even though it didn't happen. So then, and this is literally like the day that I left my job. The day that I'm walking out, right? And I'm coming back to my apartment and I'm like, yay, I left this evil job. Let's stop going to jobs from now on. Let's start a business. That's it. Anytime I try to start a business, they attack me, okay? But this time, instead of just starting a business, I wanted to create the humanitarian organization that obviously the devil is scared of me creating. Okay, so he went this far to prevent me from helping people, okay? This is not just personal things for me. I'm trying to help people in the areas that right now human beings are suffering, such as housing, poverty, their morality, everything, that therefore they're attacking me and, stealing from me, obviously except my morality. So then, that by pushing me away and making my life miserable and isolating me, because then at some point, okay, look, I'm going too far. Let me come back, okay? So then, right, they ruined my Amtrak, right? I went on an Amtrak, like a 3-day trip, because I didn't want to go on an airline, and they ruined it. They sabotaged it. This crazy perverted male just kept, accusing me of random things, and they had to kick me out. They called the police. So they try to put me in jail that way too. Again, they're trying to get rid of my ability to help you. So then they're trying to isolate me from society. They can't kill me or anything. So what they can do is delay me, okay? So then, I'm trying to remember really fast. So then basically, right, I went on Amtrak. They sabotaged my train ride. Now I'm stuck in the wrong state. They dropped me off in the wrong state. I was trying to go somewhere else. And I had an apartment and everything that basically was waiting for me there. I already, organized everything. I had these staff that are really nice people in the apartment that I was going to in a completely different state. I left Minnesota in 2020. But then they sabotaged everything. I lost so much money that way because the goal is to steal my money because I'm trying to use that to start the humanitarian organization. Okay, and then when I go, into this random state now. I have to be dropped off in a random state by police taking me out of the train. And they try to sneakily, get my information. Can I get your name? Can I get your... I didn't tell them, just my first name. And then I was like, no, this is going too far. Okay, God saved me in that situation. But now I'm stuck losing all my money to hotels, okay? But I developed so much trauma from that I started to develop anxiety with taking Lyft or Uber, because that's what I used to take. I already developed trauma with driving before. In 2016, when I got my license, even though I was like a late, boomer in that sense, I didn't get my license in high school. Again, because of demonic harassment in the evil family, the abuse that I grew up in, I didn't accomplish a lot of things. I just focused more on school and didn't really get the license. No problem. I could have gotten it in college, no problem. But then, anytime I had money, they would steal my money, okay? They would always act like they have some emergency or some problem. And that's how the family would steal my money, okay? Through manipulation. As well as just demons harassing me with getting jobs and stuff like that. Again, I always accomplish everything they try to steal from me, but then they find another way to attack me, okay? So yeah, I got my license 2016, but then something happened. This is a bit too personal, and I developed trauma. Again, it was just them harassing my life, nothing evil or anything. And then, okay, I stopped driving, okay? I stopped driving, so I always just used to take the bus, Lyft, and Uber to get to work, which was a way for them to make it hard for me to save that money. Because you know how much money you're wasting on Uber and Lyft? Every time you go for just a 20, 30-minute drive to your job or somewhere, that's a lot of money in a month if you count all that together monthly, okay? That's a lot of money. So I am pissed off because that money should have been used in building that humanitarian organization. These stupid demons, the whole reason they're persecuting me, there's many reasons, okay? But, it's to prevent me from helping people, okay? But God obviously is making them persecute me, so don't worry about it. When He wants me to actually start the journey to helping others, I will. You get me? It's just that He's making them harass me. It seems like it's against God's will or something. No, God is making them. It's just as He makes them torment and persecute me, He's teaching me things from the spiritual side as well. You get me? Because, okay, fine, you could maybe ask me to be a humanitarian and help people. Yeah, but God also is trying to teach me spiritual things that would then affect religion and morality in this world. Okay, He's putting me through all this, and that's how I learned all the things that I share on the healing guides, as well as 90% of the knowledge I didn't share with you that I will later on. Okay, inshallah, God willing. So, okay, then at some point, right, I just lost all my money to hotels because I developed trauma with just taking an airline, taking an Amtrak or train. Amtrak is a train, or anything, because so I started to take Lyft. See how dumb it is? And I'm trying to go from state to state using Lyft. I'm losing a lot of money to that, going to hotel to hotel. I didn't know what I was doing because there's just too much trauma, okay? All of a sudden, all these weird creatures, because I didn't know they were demonic spirits at the time, okay? If I knew, I probably would have done better. I didn't know they were demons, but everywhere I go, all of a sudden, there's all this evil following me, complete strangers staring at me like they look like zombies. They look like, some animal looking. You get me? They're not the typical human today who's just a bad person. They look different, okay? Because demons are really in control this time. So it's just different, okay? Their face, their body. Okay, so but for me, they look familiar, right? Because it's the same type of demon that's following me, using these people who are already obviously evil people, So before they do something, I just know it, So if I want to go on an airline, I just know I'm going to be harassed. I know if I'm going to try to, go this place, I'm going to be harassed like that. So always knowing what's going to happen before it happens made it even worse for me. Maybe a God shouldn't have told me. So that anxiety obviously built up for that reason too. And then, again, I'm still sharing my testimony. I haven't shared it yet. I'll share it in the future. But I'm just trying to share quickly that all this stuff started to happen to my life, okay? Just to push me away from helping people. Because 2019 was around the time George Floyd was killed. And people were trying to look for help and solutions. And poverty started to hit. The devil created COVID, okay? So COVID is from the devil. It's not from God. It's not a normal disease. So please don't get that vaccine. If you already did, do cleansing, okay? Pray over yourself. I'll tell you 7 days or something, okay? Pray and pray and pray over your body. I am not joking with you. You have poison in your body. There's a lot of weird behaviors, a lot of weird, strange human beings that are appearing because some strange drug, which is the vaccine, is being put into their body, okay? You don't know what they did. You don't know what demons did using evil human beings, what combination they used to create that vaccine. It's a dangerous thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's a demonic thing, okay? And if they put that in your body, you're going to become affected the way they want you to be. Only God knows what evil they're putting in your body, so don't do it, okay? I don't have that filthy vaccine. Don't do that. And every day I'm outside, you know, every day I'm outside, and there's people every day outside. It's okay. You don't need it. You're not going to, get the COVID or anything. You're not going to die or anything. It's just a scare tactic. You're fine, okay? God is the one that can protect you, so ask him to protect you, okay? But please don't get that vaccine. It's just like the organs thing. The devil wants you to do it to hurt your body. Your body is your honor. So because your body is your honor, the devil has to go after your body, okay? It's everything. So he uses perversion to go after it. He uses drugs to go after it. He uses alcohol to go after it. Everything is about getting rid of the body, hurting the body, dishonoring the body. Okay, so the other thing is, there's strange drugs right now that demons are coming up with in Africa, for example. They call it the Kush, for example. Please don't take these filthy, disturbing drugs. They are literally taking human remains, human bones. I don't know how they do it, but you know how science works. They decompose and do certain things, and they take that stuff, mix it with all these weird stuff, and it becomes a drug. And you're sniffing human remains and human bones. Do you see what I mean? We don't live in a world where you think evil is just simply murder and rape. No, you live in a world where darkness is going to start to confuse you. You're going to start to actually look up at the sky and say to God, are demons actually this evil? Like, wait, what? You're not going to understand, okay? You're going to start to question your own existence. You're going to be like, hell no, am I alive? I think I'm dreaming. You're not going to understand the evil in the world that's about to appear, okay? Things are going to get worse. So the technology, the medical advancement, the technological advancement that, not just the internet, but just other things, the societal developments, like how beautiful and, buildings, all these great things humans are learning to do. The devil is going to use that against us, okay? Everything God teaches us, he's going to find a way to manipulate it to hurt the human body. It's not always about just society overall. So he's using technology, obviously, against us. He's using it to do evil. He's using it to create drugs, using the human body. So you don't know, you're literally sniffing drugs where someone's maybe feces or urine, or maybe someone's blood or someone's bones, or some disturbing stuff, okay, is what you're sniffing. You get me? Versus just something bad, something just unhealthy, like a poisonous thing. No, at some point you're committing a huge sin because you're absorbing things into your body that came from a human being having to be brutally murdered, cut into pieces, their bone, their blood taken, put into this liquid, and then now you're sniffing it as a drug. Do you understand why religion tells you to leave drugs? You don't know what the hell you're doing, okay? It's not necessarily like alcohol, okay? Because alcohol is just alcohol. Unless they one day come up with a unique combination just like this too. So alcohol is evil, but what drugs are more evil is what I'm saying, okay? So please stop it. This is why you get possessed if you do this stuff, okay? But also understand you're committing a huge sin, okay? And obviously people are dying and they still keep doing the drug because that's what the drug is supposed to do, get it? It's supposed to make you so addicted as if it's going to give you life. You're going to go back to it even though people are obviously watching you die from it. You get me? You got possessed. The demon possessing you is going to make you go back. Okay? So only God can help you. You have to pray against it. Rebuke it and say no. If you can't speak, because they're possessing your mouth, obviously, speak inside your head. Demons cannot hear your thoughts. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever let them make you think they know your thoughts. They're liars, okay? They just try to create situations around you. When you speak up sometimes, because I, for example, talk to God a lot out loud, and they might create situations around me because of that. And they try to make you think, they know your thoughts or whatever, because some of them, maybe I said it in my head. No, then I start to remember, wait a minute, I actually said that out loud. That's how they knew, I try to protect myself that way. So your plans as well, right? Let's say you have a plan to go maybe convert to God's religion, which is Islam, but the corruptions I always tell you is the perversion, sexisms, and any immoralities and injustice. Just ignore that stuff. God is going to take that out of his religion soon. It'll be comfortable for you to be in it soon. But until God sends down the truth, all this evil is going to have to unfold first. And that's what the truth is obviously then going to do. You get me? Common sense. It's going to get rid of all that evil. You get me? When the true Islam comes back, when the true religion of God comes back, it's not going to, hurt anyone that's like a Christian. If the Christians are going to see this is the religion they thought they were, in, and they're going to join, okay? Whoever doesn't want to join, there's no force or abuse or anything, because this is the true religion of God. It doesn't force you. It's free will. It's just going to keep calling them until they die. That's their choice. If they go to hell or paradise, that's up to God. But you get me? The truth is obviously then going to have to deal with all the evil God allowed the devil to do, especially ever since 2019. It's going to have to deal with them. All the drugs, all the trafficking of the human being, which is just, rape. You get me? All the crimes that usually the FBI deals with, or those sort of intelligent agencies, the sort of bigger crimes they deal with, just observe it. It's usually attacking the human body, okay? It's not just murder, okay? It's usually perversion, because that's the highest evil in the world. You would agree, a pervert is not a human. You would agree they're a predator. The way they harm the private parts, go after people's honor, the way they go after even toddlers and children, like, that's what I'm saying. So you might be like, oh, those are horrible people, but you're doing some of that horrible stuff yourself. You're watching what they do to those victims. You're watching some of them record themselves, putting it on porn sites, and you're watching that, and they do witchcraft to porn. I want you to understand why you don't necessarily have this ability to see porn naturally. Like, you see it and you're like, ew, and you don't run away. Instead, it feels like, I swear by God, I'm sure you'll agree with me, it feels like something is pulling you to look at the website, right? Some sort of energy. You know what that is? That's witchcraft. So also understand, God taught me that demons put witchcraft on everything. Okay, if a city or country starts to create chaos like the United States, they did witchcraft to the United States. Okay, demons don't just get to come and be like, let's just possess that person, kill that person. That's not how it works, okay? They need to do some weird stuff first, okay? They need to do some big magic. Witchcraft just means magic, okay? So they're doing magic or witchcraft to porn sites, to music videos, to alcohol, everything. So when you go on a porn site, that's why you start getting intrusive thoughts, telling you that you like it, telling you that video where they're acting like they're raping each other, they're beating each other, they're choking each other, they're peeing or doing feces, all that filth, or there's homosexuality in it. The way they're able to tell you, because my goodness, I'm sorry, I sometimes get thoughts when I'm walking, so I'm recording sometimes when I'm walking, so I have to speak loud, because sometimes I'm passing by traffic, and I want you to hear me. Okay, so I'm losing my breath. Basically, when people say how they got corrupted into porn, okay, when you watch testimonies and stuff like that, they're all going to tell you, I'm hearing what they're telling me they're having problems with, right? How the thoughts entered their mind, which is demons. Now I know what that is from the spiritual side. It's basically the magic or the witchcraft that was put on the website, right? Or the video, and the people who are doing it as well. Not the people, sorry, humans. I don't call them people when they're filthy. That is going to attack you, okay? It's going to affect you. So let's say you left the video, okay? Now when you're walking in society, if you ever see the same gender walking by, you're going to get this weird energy, okay? This sort of weird feeling or thought. And it's kind of making it seem like you see them that way, okay? That's it. Witchcraft was done to you, okay? You're going to start having that thought, but the thought feels like an emotion. It feels like a pull, right? It feels like this energy over your eyes. It feels like your eyes are blind. Some sort of thing is over your eyes. Your eyes are not normal, okay? It feels like it's in your heart sometimes and it's in your eyes. That's magic. That's how they try to make you think it's a feeling of attraction towards the same gender or family or whatever. That's magic. Magic is a pull, okay? Just like those who do magic tricks, they're pulling or pushing certain objects, and you get me? It's like a pull. So I want you to know, when demons are manipulating your mind, they don't just say thoughts to you. But the thoughts also seem like a pull, okay? Like a pull, like something pulling you physically towards that, okay? Not just some weird energy around someone. Okay, so that's it. Magic, okay? Witchcraft. That's why people are suffering from all these thoughts where they think, the thoughts are telling them to go be a homosexual or whatever, a pedophile. Because there's witchcraft on the video. You're not going to see it normally the way you would see it if you see some creepy old male raping a child in a porn video. I don't even know how that's able to get into the United States. I don't understand how the government doesn't shut it down, but whatever. When human beings see that, adults, but they're able to make their body look so tiny and weird using, video or whatever. And then people complain about sometimes their testimonies when you go online and you research these males, these filthy males, what they've watched. They always talk about how sometimes they didn't even know what the hell they were clicking on because it just looks different, okay? So that's what I'm saying. They'll manipulate your mind. They might make it seem like it's two grown adults of the opposite gender who are not related. But then something else might pop up. You don't know, okay? They're trying to set you up. So understand they're going to do that filth as well. I can already just come up with all the possible ways demons could do that because God taught me the psychology of perversion. Just by making human beings who are possessed, who are perverted, walk around everyday society harassing me, saying dumb things. I just observe them. You know what I mean? Why would God make me see filthy things? That's not normal. I just see them, okay? Just them in their natural state, okay? They're not doing anything perverted. I just get to learn their psychology because the knowledge, God just puts it into my mind. So a lot of the things I tell you, you might be like, how do you know? I know because God just teaches me, okay? So I'm not, going to have a hard time understanding it. The spiritual side of it, because when I just see you, a human being who's perverted, who does these things, I just know who you are. I just can see through you. I can see through the demons in your body. So I just know what the hell you did. You get me? Because God just tells me that. It's like a wisdom. He just tells me. It's not a voice, okay? So understand, when I did my research, obviously, I still had to research what they're saying they watched and did and to become corrupted. What they're complaining about, the things they did, the steps they took, it was like a cycle that's repetitive for everyone. Because demons are in charge of it. They make you do the same thing the other human did to get them into filth, to make them say they're pedophile or homosexual, whatever. Okay? So they're coming up with different terminologies to disturb the human race, okay? To make it seem like they're attracted to children or whatever. When it's just the same pervert or rapist in human history that used to go after little boys and girls. It's just him. It's just that predator. But now he wants to create a name. You get me? Pedophile. There's no such thing. So that's why I hate these words. Homosexual, incest, pedophile. I hate these words. Okay? Because it's making it seem like that's actually a thing. I just have to use them because you don't know what I'm talking about, because these are the words that now, sadly, society has to deal with. Okay? But it's just perverted. It's just perversion. It's just perverts going after their family, going after children, same gender, animals, or other strange things. Okay? It's just simply, let's just use who they're going after. Okay? Let's not call them anything like homosexual, whatever, because that makes it seem like it's actually a sexuality. It makes it seem like it's actually something God made. Okay? You're disrespecting God when you give a terminology. But who came up with the terminology? The devil did, okay? He came up with these weird, because look, pedo, like, it's like pediatrician, right? It's like they're just taking the word that would identify maybe who it is, like, pediatrician would mean like a physician or doctor for children, right? So they're just using words that people would usually use to identify the age group like a child. And then pedophile, they're just creating terminologies that, oh, it's so disgusting. You get the point. Anyways, don't do these things, okay? Don't do these drugs. Get away from them mentally in your mind. I want you to pray, because I know you're going to have a hard time praying verbally. Mentally in your mind. I reject, I rebuke, and I release from myself all perversions towards the same gender, the opposite gender, children, teenagers, those too old than me, those too young than me, family, extended family, animals, demonic spirits, and all other unnatural, strange perversions, sexisms, envy, hatred, murder, slavery, objectification of the human body and honor towards myself and others, and all other evil. I reject you. I reject all spirits behind it. And I command you to leave me right now in the name of God Almighty. Just say that after me, okay? Inside your head. And if you can say it out loud, please do so. That's how it is. That's how you reject and rebuke and cast out demons from your life. You just reject evil and them. You might think these are words. They're not. They're spiritual. All the demons that were in that room with you, the ones possessing you, when you just made this statement, they all physically get up and start getting out of your life, okay? It's just to some degree, God might still make them stay until, someone actually does deliverance for you and they cast the demon out of you, which is simply just something, just telling them to leave, okay? Exorcism and all that weird, ghost-like, weird stuff is from the devil, okay? In order to mock religion and God, what original, righteous, true people of God used to do, to, get demons out of your body in order to scare you and make it seem like that wasn't a normal, healthy thing. They do something like exorcism, okay? Even conversion therapy for homosexuals. That's from the devil, okay? People of God are not going to do that to you and put you in a room and show you sexual things or perverted things or filthy things. What the hell? Aren't they people of God? Okay, so any concept they came up with, even if these people are not people of God and they're just some psychiatrist or whatever, they're not going to, psychologists, they're not going to make you obviously do something evil because they still would have to be following, right, what good people came up with. So it's obviously not what good people came up with. It's obviously their own thing, and they're not trying to help you with your, they're not going to obviously talking to you and trying to understand what the hell's wrong and using just knowledge. That's it, okay? So anyone from God would use knowledge to help you, would get rid of evil. We use knowledge to fix everything that's bad, okay? We get rid of evil by using knowledge, not through guns, okay? That knowledge uplifts people. It brings people together. It gets people to forgive each other, work together. And those who don't want to stop the evil they're doing, obviously you have to punish them for what they did either way, So at some point, people might have to grab their guns and in self-defense, but not to attack, okay? You get me? So knowledge would get rid of war and all that stuff. It would not lead to war if people of God came back. They're not going to be like, let's go kill those people. No, they're going to try to get people to stop the evil they're doing and just surrender themselves to go into prison and stuff like that. Just get punished for their sin. But they don't want to, obviously someone have to be killed for the things they did. Duh. But you get the point. It's not going to be the sort of, let's fight in order to get rid of you. No. That's just more bloodshed for people who don't deserve to die, which are the good ones who didn't do anything wrong, or just innocent people overall. It's not fair. So only the devil creates war, and I hope you can see on the news, he is trying to push people to war. He is trying to, create, Gaza as his way to create a war based on religion, obviously, Islam versus Judaism and Christianity. See, these three religions, he created Judaism as a fake religion. When they disobey God, the recent, Jews or the recent Israel, they always go against God's religion. They disrespect and ignore his prophets. So they go and create their own religion, okay? While their forefathers, many of them were good people and obviously listened to God's religion, okay? Just like any other race, it's not, or in any other ethnicity. It's not has nothing to do with being a Jew. It's just some people at certain times, they'll obviously reject God. While, their same ethnicity just a few hundred years ago were best people of God, okay? So everyone's an individual. A lot of the Jews today, obviously many of them are being manipulated and told lies. A lot of them are obviously good people, and when the truth comes, they're going to obviously take it, okay? So unless you personally saw someone in this, evil as hell, and they know what they're talking about, you don't have to really call anyone evil or good because you don't know. Everyone's an individual. The devil manipulates, teaches them things, okay? He teaches them, those Muslims are like this. Christians are like that. You're chosen, you're special. He lies to them, okay? So the only time they're obviously guilty and evil is when they actually believe they're better than people. You're not better than people, obviously. You're not going to think you're chosen and better than people and actually be a good person in your heart. Because obviously that's evil. That's like racism. Okay, so But other things, you get me? Other things like maybe that you could understand, they could be manipulated into, that has nothing to do with morality. Okay, that's just areas humans have to educate them. Okay, but when it comes to just spreading evil and hatred, and that's a sin they're doing, the other human beings who are also doing it in other ways, everyone's gonna have to, be held accountable for that. So, anyways, it's complex, but leave these horrible things I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Not video, goodness, this recording. Don't sell your organs. Don't do bad things to your body. Don't change it. Don't distort it. Don't change your gender. There's just a demon in your body trying to get you to do that so he can rape you using the same gender, using the opposite. It's so disgusting. He just wants to kill you. Obviously, you would agree that person died. If they changed their body, that's obviously a different person now. So that person obviously died. They're trying to kill you, okay? But just in this way. It's just perversion, and you can get help. Your help is through God Almighty.